Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. What's happening this morning? Well, the Onvo has appeared in the latest catalog of new energy vehicles in China for purchase tax exemptions. And the new world model will come with the next software update this month. Yes, that's superior driverless technology and will be available to current platform cars. It goes on to say the world model, neo world model, which we're all waiting for, is logically an end-to-end technical approach based on current understanding. It has undoubtedly raised the upper limit. It has raised the upper limit, just like with the God chip, of experiential capabilities. Unbelievable. From a technical logic perspective, NEO's world model employs online and offline pre-training methods. It also says that it will come with the next software update this month, and one blogger in China on Weibo tested it and said he was incredibly impressed. But also, whilst all this is happening, regarding the over-the-air update schedule and feature upgrades of the Onvo L60s, Onvo head of product Bin Yu stated that the vehicle will receive updates on a quarterly basis this year. The L60 will receive upgrades on a quarterly basis this year, over-the-air updates. The next version is expected to roll out in mid-June next month, bringing end-to-end AEB functionality. And at last night's Onvo Family Fun Week event, William Lee was asked whether the Onvo world model would be available on the Onvo L60, whether the Neo world model, will be available. This is the driverless technology. He responded that the Orin X chip, the God chip, the Orin X chip, which is NVIDIA's, in the L60 still has plenty of headroom, and NEO plans to distill its end-to-end world model and deploy it on the L60 in the future. So in the future, they can switch to the God chip on the L60 as well, or perhaps they would use the Orin X chip, and that will be fast enough for the NEO world model based on the progress the NEO world model has made. That's left to be seen. In order to enhance the upper limits of performance in urban assisted driving scenarios. And this is for the Onvo, guys. And what else is happening? Well, I saw that NEO is getting ready to report its earnings, its quarterly earnings, on June the 3rd. Yes, just a couple days away from now. NEO to report first quarter earnings result on June the 3rd. We all know that it's going to be lackluster, and this is why I believe JP Morgan sold a lot of their shares in order to short the company, which they already started doing. I saw where JP Morgan is saying that NEO is a sell, and they're starting to do this fear mongering, which is what I expected from them. This is the, the behavior, the wickedness, the disgusting antics that is used by JP Morgan in the past, and Citadel and others. Now they're doing it again, and I expected that they were going to do this, and I spoke about this before in the past. They gave NEO a downgrade just a couple days ago after selling their shares, hoping that you too will sell and drag it way down from where it is. So far it hasn't worked for them, and I hope it doesn't. But if it does, I will be buying more shares again. EV maker NEO said on Wednesday it is publishing its first quarter earnings result on early June 3rd. The conference call with the founder and chief executive William Lee and the chief financial officer Yu is scheduled to begin at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So what will be important, guys, is to look at the forward guidance. That is the key element, because every time NEO had an earnings, we look at what their guidance, their future guidance was, and not all the time, but most of the time it has always been promising, and it has delivered with year-over-year increase in margins and increase in delivery numbers. And of course, we know that our future guidance this time will be dynamite, because of the in-house technology, the expansion into 16 countries using a different business model this time. Instead of building NIO houses in all of these countries, they will be using local dealerships to save a lot of money. The company started this week delivering in China its refresh ES6, and delivery started yesterday, and the EC6 SUVs, the new updated models. Deliveries of the revamped versions of the ET5 and the ET5 Touring will take place across China on May 25th. So that's also coming, the refreshed versions of them. The company, but why did they start off with the ES6 and EC6? Because it's their best-selling EVs. It made sense to do the upgrades on them first. The company, led by William Li, aims to double vehicles deliveries this year to 440,000 units, doubling deliveries. This is why we know the future guidance is going to be good, including sales from its sub-brand Onvo and Firefly. Excuse me, guys. As of April 30th, the Shanghai-based group has delivered 65,994 units to date, which is an increase year over year yet again. The management is expected to provide an update on the sales target during the upcoming quarterly earnings call, and I will be looking into that. NIO counts on its sub-brand Onvo and Firefly to help the group reaching the annual target, and we see the ramp up of Firefly as well starting. In 2024, NIO sales jumped 38.7% year over year to 221,970 vehicles, with a vast majority of them being NIO brand vehicles. That's where we would make the majority of our money. That's our premium brand. And yet again, with incredibly improved margins due to in-house tech. The sub-brand Onvo started deliveries in China last September, with Firefly began sales in China on April 29th this month. And both brands are planning to enter international markets this year. Both brands are planning to enter international markets later this year. I believe they said Firefly will be in 16 different countries this year. In total, NIO is planning to be in a total of 25 countries this year. As reported last week, Citigroup became the fourth largest institutional shareholder in NIO after increasing its stake in the electric vehicle maker by over 400% during the first quarter of 2025. So while the uneducated investor is pooping in their pants and fleeing, the majority of retail investors are not just holding but buying shares in NIO. And with Citigroup increasing over 400%, apart from other huge institutions, and I always do videos on that, it is very interesting as to how the share price is suppressed. This clearly shows us that the American stock market is heavily manipulated. In fact, so much so that I will put a link in the comment section in this video that someone posted on our Facebook group that Zahir manages, where it's a petition to the government, the American government, to look into the shorting of NIO. So I will post that on there. I would ask all you guys to sign it if you think it's something that you should be doing. But I would hope you guys would sign the petition. You don't have to donate any money to it, but just sign the petition to help us. You know, it's kind of like almost like a lobbying to a certain extent, but it shows the government how many people are waken up to what's happening and they need to change course. So I hope you guys found this video yet again to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. If so, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the game is played on Wall Street. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.